Hey gamers, welcome in. I'm Why Not. I'm a variety streamer over on Twitch, and we are finishing our blind playthrough of What Remains of Edith Finch today. And I am ready to completely wallow in trauma. Here's Gregory, or Gus.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus. What an edgy 13-year-old.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Why isn't there a fucked up poem?
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Right. Clearly he didn't want them to be married. That's fair. Again, is Gus gonna die from no parental vision again? I bet so.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I remember.
He's never even met the mom that he's about to have? I feel like you would want the woman that you're about to marry to have met your kids. Let me boom them into people. Quap. Boop. More words? Here's some words.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh, the teenage boy. The edgy teenage boy.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Everybody going inside the tent. Well, Gus is alone now, unsupervised. That's so crazy that that's happening right now. It's almost like you shouldn't have had kids and you should be in jail for the fact that your youngest died. Especially if there's a storm blowing, like you gotta be like, hey son,
Rain came down in buckets then, but no
you
one
gotta
seemed
stop.
afraid
You gotta
that
stop
nature
with
had destroyed
the
tent
kite.
Dad had crudely made.
That's where the tent that I quickly made. All right, so the tent is fucked now. What else we got?
Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
You are just as guilty as at this point, Mr. Sam. First I was like, alright, you technically weren't there when your youngest died, but now? You think you would be more protective of your children after losing one of them? I don't know, it's just a thought, just something that I throw out there. I wish that. There goes the kite, there goes the tent. Oh, the tent! We're good?
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
He was not, yep, you forgot about him. The 13-year-old boy. That's a whole lot of fucked.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Nice. Duties, dawn, sweep, trout. This is like fucked up parenting. Like this is how it went at your house, in your home. This is how your kids were raised. No wonder Gus was an asshole. Gus mop yard, Greg. be a baby. Gotta do push-ups. Work out, raise flag breakfast. Like it's not how you raise a kid. Don't have children.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
had to climb that. Climb a little rock wall to get up to your room every day. That's... Look at our little military box. What we got here?
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
That's fair. After watching your dad fall off a cliff and die is probably... You need something. Hey, it's Sanjay. That must be my dad. We really liked India, didn't we?
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Yeah? Is that all that is? Is that it? Okay. Tell me more about Sanjay, huh?
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Never heard about Sanjay.
Louis was born a year later.
Alright, Louis. The firstborn child, also gone. Don't know how yet.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Back home. Back to this place. Edith, Milton, and Louis all got their own little gardens. Milton was such a cute little artist boy.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
The expansions, not safe, but we did them.
And for a while, things were good. Almost
homeschooled. That's never a good sign. Where's Milton's chair, huh?
But it didn't last.
To teach and to learn. 7 ways to create a fulfilling classroom. Look at that happy little family.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
I mean, that's kind of cool. You just built a kid a castle on the house. Why not? Where's my castle, Edie? Milton, 1992 to blank.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
I want to see Milton's castle room. Let me in. How does one enter? Through the window? Perfect. I want to talk to Milton. Where is he? This kid was talented. It's just a cute little space for a cute little guy. What's this, though? Are we going up? Oh, it's a little observatory. Stop. Extra. I guess, you know, you need the newspapers to... He probably saw this, like what he keeps drawing, like the castle and the town is probably the whole, like the house. Because I'm getting the vibe the kids didn't leave the house very often. The magic paintbrush.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh, it's a... I see. Alright, here we go. Achoo! The Inception! Going through it. Go through it. Oh, it's a door. Beautiful! Is that it? Milton was like 10 years old. This is talent right here.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Yikes.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Where did he go? I need to know where he went.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
What? Mom didn't want it getting out. What's that mean?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
Okay. So what happened on the day Mr. Milton went missing? Tell me more.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
It's almost like when you don't let the kids go outside and you isolate them, they stay isolated. I don't know. Oh, is this how we're getting in? I guess the door is sealed. Oh, come on now. You got it better than that. Open her up. Hey, Louis, you mind if we come into your room? That's a nice bong you got there.
Very, very familiar. That part of him.
Or I guess it's a hookah, my bad. Man was a kid of his time.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
The Wonderland Turbo. Hey, he graduated high school. Even his weed is still out. Like, come on. Yikes. Louis Finch locker contents. Institute of Psychology.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
Not loving the vibe.
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
I feel like when you got a giant knife next to your hand, you can't...
I asked him to describe it.
I'm like, trying to focus, but I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something
I'm stressed.
Bats.
Bats.
And toads.
I'm already struggling, guys. My head is already like drifting over there while I'm trying to move. How do I get out?
And things that have not names.
Another monster? So many monsters.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously.
Stop! 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 I can't. I need him to stop. I'm so stressed.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
One at a time, just like move a little and then... How do I... Oh no, I'm not good at multitasking. Ah, they're making it real and like a labyrinth now.
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee.
I'm sure he did.
Methodical, tireless, focused.
Was it focused? Was he just silent and doing his work without actually paying attention?
Like a whole new Louis.
Like a whole new Louis. Wow, awesome.
So I let him go on.
Just because his boss said he was fine, I bet your ass his boss doesn't give a shit about him. A dog? Stop. Not. It's blocking my view!
I even encouraged him.
No. Please, please, please. No, please, stop. I can't do this one. I can't do this
It seemed
one.
very promising at first.
Everything else was really, like, unclear about what was happening, but this one's
told me
not.
he'd
This one's
made a
really
new
clear,
friend.
and I'm not good. He made a new friend? Yeah, in his brain?
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Lewis-topia. Stop. See, I'm really struggling now. You can see it in my eyes.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
He's just gonna be gone, bro. He's just gonna not be here, and then he's gonna hurt
Then
himself.
he made musicians.
I mean, look at this, like a little imaginative being of a human. What did we do to him? We stuck him in a cannery.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
That's good. That's positive. We love a band. Preferably not in the Mind Palace.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
I bet it did.
He no longer spoke at the cannon,
No, he was fucking gone. He's
but
not
his
there.
chopping was as reliable as ever.
Was it?
Then one day it struck him.
I bet something struck him.
That all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
Weren't real.
were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Still gotta be a little bit present, buddy. Can't be gone all the time.
He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh, fuck me. I thought it was over.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
How could nobody
Lewis.
see him, like, how gone he is? How could nobody see
Said
that?
Lewis.
Oh shit, rock. Okay, cool.
He
It doesn't
started
matter.
drifting away from our reality,
I can't see shit anymore.
until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
I'm so stressed. I can't do this. Okay. Okay. Just had to take a moment.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Beautiful prince or a handsome queen? Does it matter? He's a happy little guy. They're both great options.
handsome queen.
I just kept kind of rolling. I'm focusing on the fish, not gonna lie. Ugh. Whoa. I'm like half driving the boat, but mostly focusing on fish. Sinister
Queen was on her own quest for-
serpent. Radiant rainbows. Well, sinister serpent sounds a lot less nice than the rainbows, so we're gonna hard right over there for a second.
Radiant rainbows.
Wow, rainbows! Oh, my bad. All the rainbows.
He followed the sound of her
This one I don't care about. I can just roll through it. These are both happy. I'm fine with it. Electric sitar or the silver harp. Like, this man needs to just go home and play a video game. He doesn't need to play a video game in his head. That's not what we need. It's not what we want. Not a good sign.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Wow, we made it somewhere. I thought we were just gonna keep going forever and I was just gonna live in hell.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
It's fucking gone. I'm fucking gone. I can't see the knife. Stop. I can't see the knife. I'm starting. No more fish. No more. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing the fish. Fuck me. You can't make me do it. I live here. The fish can stack up. You can't make me do it. The fish stack up.
But he was so proud of having created it.
I see what they did there because they knew they were gonna be like, people aren't gonna want to do this, so we're gonna force them to do the fishing. They're gonna put roadblocks that require the fish to happen.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
This is a great mind palace. I really love this for you, Lewis. It's really nice.
For
not what we need right now.
Success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
I'm not doing it.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
That's not good. You gotta stay with reality, buddy. At least a little bit.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Are we good? Are we back? Lewis, you still good, bro? You have leftover Chinese.
Began to forget the world we know.
Oh, fuck.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
That's fair. This is shit. But also, how are you ever gonna push yourself to get anywhere else if you're no longer in the present? There he is.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Hey, buddy. How's it going? Can I do anything? Where do I go? Up? Am I just...
I still thought I could save him.
Where are we
Even
going,
after he said
Lewis?
he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh, man.
The
Where
palace
are we
would be packed with his
going?
companions.
Lewis, this isn't real!
Including the
Look at
wise Calico that
fucking
insisted on
Molly
advising.
is here! How could you, like, hear your son talking legit ludicrousy and not be concerned? That better not be a fucking guillotine up there, I swear to God. I'm gonna throw
Queen
up!
waited, holding his crown.
better not. No, listen, it's a fucking. Stop! I can't. No. They're gonna make.
There was only one thing left to do.
I can't do it. Lewis, come back, bro. I can't.
Bend down his head.
Why would they make it? I can't. What if I just don't?
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Was so much worse than anything that I had imagined with the fucking fish. I thought he was gonna chop off his arm on accident. I can't even, we can't even dive into that one. We're just gotta keep moving on. That's the one that just happened, I guess.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Packing?
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh, they're leaving the house. Oh, that must have been the whole like, hey, we're gonna put you in a group home.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Or cleaned up at least. Oh. You love packing peanuts.
But I understand why we left.
Is there anything in here? Probably not. What is this space and who was the space for?
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
That's a lot of books. Oh, she wrote the book. Dawn Finch wrote To Learn, or To Teach and to Learn. I bet you did. There's her dad. Disaster relief. Well, that's always a good sign. What else we got in here? Happy 90th. Okay, so we were packing and then we decided just to leave for whatever reason.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
I bet.
Maybe it should
Oh,
have
it's
come
me.
sooner.
Is this my space?
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
That's it. There's the house. It's paper mache house. Lots of paper maches. See, everybody in this house was extremely artistic.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our
Chinese.
final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
I was about to say,
you're
this
excused.
is a Graham that's gonna be like, I'm gonna die in this house. I built this house, I'm gonna die here kind of situation. She's not going anywhere. You can't make her.
the power had been shut off that morning. but Edie always had plenty of candles.
You know, for the
When my mom
memorials.
was at the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
The
Or
other
that he
entrance.
had a key to it.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think
How
it's
is-
best if Edith and I leave tonight.
How are they dead because of the stories?
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning.
Don't fucking leave her there. Come on, Dawn. There's been a whole lot of bad parenting in this household. The least you could be is a little bit better than everyone else. History of the Finches by E.D. Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Oh, I could go back to the house?
It
We
was
going-
the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
And Edie was
There'd
like, I'm
been an
going to that
earthquake
bitch.
out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
Edgy.
God, it smelled awful.
I bet.
You know, I've seen that house every day of my life, but I never thought I'd go back to it.
I don't think there's anything
When
good
the
in this
fog
house.
rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh no. There was a light. Where'd the light go? Go towards the light.
I got turned around.
Oh, I'm fucked. Listen, I was walking in a straight path, I swear.
For a while, I wandered.
Oh.
I started seeing things.
Probably. I don't think it takes us long to get to the house. We're gonna find a spot and sit down for a while and
Things
wait
I'd
for the
forgotten
fog.
had ever existed.
Huh? A bed?
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Okay. A memory? We got a memory back? I love those grandma hands.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
Wait, my
mine.
story!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
Yo, Mom, what the
I
heck?
kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Mom, that was mine! What the fuck, Mom?
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Hey, Grandma.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
I bet.
My mom didn't like to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, we know. We
but
know she doesn't like
started
talk about
getting
it.
sick a lot.
Oh, man.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
What happened to Dad? Did we miss something? I feel like that was linear. We couldn't have missed,
Last
right?
Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
We writing like a
This
story
journal was
to
supposed to be
our...
for you.
Yeah, our kid.
but now I hope you'll never see it.
I mean, they don't need to know.
I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself.
Am I the baby right now?
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Am I coming out?
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
What do you mean, Edith? What? Huh? Wait, what? So what, Edith died at childbirth? Did she know she was gonna die at childbirth? I'm still processing. So now there's just a son in there alone. He's got nobody, there's no family left. They like worked up on the like clearness of the trauma. It started out as just like random kind of like stretched stories of what happened. Really unclear about what happened to Molly and Barbara. But then it started to get clearer, and it's not and like the trauma started to build. And really 3 at the end, they really were like slowly pulled out your heart so you didn't realize that it was happening as they were pulling out your heart. And then you're just left empty at the end.